Hi everybody, so this is the assignment for virtual workshop. So since we can't meet in person, we can't do our standard kind of a workshop, so we're doing this all online, which is virtual. And for this workshop, um, you're instead of looking at other students' rough drafts, you're going to be looking at your own rough drafts. So you're going to be workshopping your own. We may later on in other workshops have you look at other students' work, but for now I just want you to look at your own. And so if you look in the folder, when you look in the course documents folder, you'll see another folder called Outline and Reflection Assignment. And so what's going to happen for this is I want you to create what's called an outline of the rough draft that you've turned in. So I say in here, this is the assignment that comes in that folder. It says for this assignment, an outline for the rough draft you have turned in, like I just said. If you have not yet turned in an outline, you can still complete this assignment by creating an outline for the rough draft you will be turning in soon. I put an exclamation point there because I really want you to turn that in soon if you have not yet turned it in. So you're going to, if you have already created an outline, created a rough draft, you're going to create an outline for that rough draft that you have created. If you have not yet written your rough draft, you're going to create an outline for the rough draft that you will create. Okay, and then you'll need to write a reflection on the outline you have created. So what is an outline? So I say down here, an outline is like a sketch of your essay that shows where you have put, or for those of you who have not yet done your outline, where you will put various elements in your essay. The outline allows you and me to see what your thesis is and how your body paragraphs relate to your thesis. To that thesis. For this assignment, you want to follow the format below. So again, what you're doing here is you're just kind of showing me where you've put everything. My goal here is to get you to think about how you have organized your draft. Is it unified? You've got a thesis, you should have a thesis, and all of your body paragraphs should relate back to the thesis. And so this outline is a way for you to look to see if that's the case, for you to check on that. That's one of the things that I look for when I mark up your outline, but I want to see if you can find that yourself. So what you'll do to create this outline, and again, this document is in the course documents folder under outline and reflection assignment. I want you to have your introductory paragraph. So as it says here, I want you to copy your entire introductory paragraph at the top of the page for this outline. And then I want you to underline, highlight, bold, or in some way let me know exactly what your thesis is. So I need to know what you think your thesis is. Okay, sometimes students will say, well, can't you tell what my thesis is? I can tell what I think your thesis is. The question is, what do you think your thesis is? Because that matters. We might have different ideas about what that is. So your thesis should be only 1 or 2 sentences, so do not underline, highlight, or bold the entire paragraph. Okay, you should just highlight, bold, or underline just 1 or 2 sentences that you feel are your specific thesis. So again, all you're doing is cutting and pasting from your rough draft, right, that you already have, and then you are going to show me what that thesis is. If you have not yet written your rough draft, write your introductory paragraph and then highlight, underline, or bold what you think that thesis is. So that first part's fairly simple. Then after that, you're going to tell me what each of your body paragraphs are about. So you're going to write the topic sentence for your first body paragraph here. See how I have this Roman numeral number 1, which is a capital I? And so you're going to, after that Roman numeral number 1, you're going to write the topic sentence of your first body paragraph. as I say here, the topic sentence is a complete sentence that expresses the main idea of that paragraph. So what is it you're trying to get across in that paragraph? As we've talked about, a paragraph has a very specific idea. That's the whole function of a paragraph, is it's saying, look, there's one particular idea going on here, and when I finish with that idea, I'm going to move on to the next paragraph. So what is the idea that's holding that paragraph together? You should have a particular sentence in this in your paragraph that's telling us what that paragraph is about. So you're just going to copy and paste that. So again, a lot of what you're doing, if you've already written your rough draft, you're basically cutting and pasting different elements. For this part, you're basically cutting and pasting different elements from your rough draft there. So you're going to cut and paste the topic sentence. I say each body paragraph should have a topic sentence that supports your thesis. And if you think you do not have a topic sentence, simply write, I do not have a topic sentence for this paragraph. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to write a new topic sentence. You just need to say, I don't have one. This paragraph doesn't have a clear topic sentence. If you have not yet written your rough draft, you can just tell me what you plan to have as the topic sentence for this paragraph. What do you want your first body paragraph to be about? So just one sentence telling me that. And then under here, using these capital letters, this is kind of just a general outline format that we have. It makes it easy for me to see how you've set up everything for your in your draft. So at these capital letters, I want you to either list a specific quote from the text that you are using to I'm sorry, it should say either. It just should say list a specific quote from the text that you are using to support the topic sentence. So list a specific quote from the text you're using to support your topic sentence. You probably have quotes in your paragraph. All you're going to do is just list what those quotes are. You don't need to explain what they are. Just put quotation marks around it and say, this is the particular quote. If you do not have a quote that in that paragraph, you can simply write, I don't have a topic sentence. I'm sorry, not topic sentence. I do not have a quote. I should have checked this. I do not have a quote for this paragraph. So just tell me, I don't have a quote for this paragraph. Again, you don't need to add one yet or anything like that. You just need to tell me there aren't any quotes here. That's kind of important to know, because then you can realize, wait, maybe I probably should have a quote for this paragraph. If you have more than one quote in the paragraph, list each one after a capital letter. So you listed under A, you listed one quote. Under B, you list another, and then you keep on going for however many quotes you have in the paragraph. When you're finished with that paragraph, you're going to go to Roman numeral number 2 here, right, which is the second body paragraph, and write the topic sentence for that paragraph here. You'll have as many Roman numerals as you have body paragraphs. So for each body paragraph, I want to know what your topic sentence is. That is, what this paragraph is supposed to be about. What specific idea is it supposed to be about? And then list however many quotes you have in the body paragraph. For here, we've only got one, right? So I just only have A. You may only have one quote per paragraph. Then you can go on to Roman numeral 3, 3 capital I's here. Continue on in the same format for the remainder of your body paragraphs. This one has 2 quotes, so it has an A and B. And keep going until you're done. However many body paragraphs you have, you are going to tell me what the topic sentence is. That is, what's holding each paragraph together, and then you're going to show me what quotes you're using. So this first part, if you've done your rough draft, this is really easy. All you're doing is, on some level, just describing what you have here. You're just cutting little pieces from your rough draft and putting them into this format. If you have not yet done your rough draft, this will help you write your rough draft, because you will have to figure out what you're going to be saying in each of your body paragraphs. You will write the topic sentence that you plan to write and list the quotes, but you will not, if you haven't yet written your rough draft for this assignment, you won't have to write all the sentences that explain what the quotes mean or anything like that. You're just going to have just a few things. When this is done, it should look like this. This this sample outline is in the folder as well. This is for something completely different. This is for a story called Cathedral, but you can see that this person has an introductory paragraph here. They have underlined their thesis, so I know what they think their thesis is. Okay. Here at Roman numeral number 1, they have told me what their topic sentence is, and then they showed what quote that they used. Okay. Here at number 2, they showed me what the next topic sentence is, and they showed me these other two quotes that they have. Here at number 3, here's what the third topic sentence is, and here's what those quotes are. Here, you see that only one of these quotes has actual quotation marks in it. The others, they're just describing that, which is perfectly fine. If you've just summarized the quote, then you can just tell me that, give a general idea of what the quote is. Use the quote where he says this, right? And that would be perfectly fine. So your outline should look like this. And again, this document is in the folder as well, so you can look at that for guidance. Okay. And then after your outline is finished, the next thing you'll need to do is write a reflection on this outline, right? This is where you're going to do a little bit more work, because you're going to actually have to think about whether the outline you have created works, and if it doesn't, where it does not work. So in the reflection, again, this document comes right after this reflection part, comes right after the part where I show you how to do your outline. And so on the next page it says reflection. And so I say, look carefully at the outline you have created and answer the following questions. So 1, a thesis is supposed to clearly relate to all the body paragraphs in the essay. I say that there. Does your thesis clearly relate to all the topic sentences of each of the body paragraphs? So again, a thesis holds together your entire essay. So now that you have created an outline where you have shown what your body paragraphs are, I want you to answer the question, does your thesis clearly relate to all of those topic sentences? And so that's a simple yes or no question there in number 1. However, number 2 is not a yes or no question, and it is related to the previous one. I say explain exactly how each paragraph relates back to the thesis, and if a body paragraph does not relate back to the thesis, explain why it does not. That is, so tell me what is the connection between the topic sentence in each body paragraph, and if there isn't a connection, explain why there isn't a connection. What is it that's missing in there? And so you're going to have to go through and kind of understand to what extent your body paragraphs are connecting back to the thesis that you created. Then in number 3, explain how each quote relates back to the topic sentence. If a quote does not relate back to a topic sentence, explain why it does not. And so is there a clear connection between that quote and the topic sentence? If there isn't, then you can say, well, there isn't, right? That's perfectly fine. But realize that's going to be important for you to know, because you can realize, well, wait a minute. If this quote doesn't relate back to my topic sentence, maybe I need to come up with another quote. In number 4, I say discuss whether or not any of your body paragraphs have topic sentences that are so similar that it's hard to tell one from the other. That sometimes happens, right? So if we want to say something like the piano represents the family history, and then we have another paragraph that says that the piano is the family's legacy, those are very similar things. Their history and their legacy are very similar. And so we might say, look, those two paragraphs are really kind of the same thing, right? So we could potentially combine them. So tell me if you're running into that situation. If all of your topic sentences are different enough, simply write all of my topic sentences are different enough. That's all you need to do there. And then in number 5, that's the most complicated. I want you to discuss what changes, how you will change your essay to make sure that everything relates back to your thesis. Will you change your thesis? Will you change some or all of your topic sentences? Will you change the quotes in each body paragraphs? So what is it that you think that you're actually going to need to do? If you feel that you don't need to make any changes, which is highly unlikely, you probably should have to make some changes. But if that is the case, that you feel that you done everything that you need to do, you can simply write, I don't need to make any changes. So that's what I'm looking for this assignment. So again, think about writing that outline and then reflecting on it. And again, these documents, you can find these documents in the folder in Blackboard.